Alright, so in this video, I'm going to share the truth about autoimmune disease that changed my life, something that 99% of doctors have no idea about. If you're struggling with autoimmune disease and you feel like you're getting nowhere, it's not your fault, but you need to hear this. Autoimmune disease isn't random, it's simply your body responding to a world that is completely unnatural, full of processed food, toxins, chronic stress. What we call normal life today is actually making you sick and giving you these autoimmune disease. Back in 2023, I took 7 different medications every single day. I had rheumatoid arthritis, mast cell activation syndrome, and constant brain fog, anxiety, and depression. I felt broken, but everything changed when I stopped treating the symptoms and started removing the root causes, the things that were actually triggering my immune system in the first place. Now I take 0 medication at all, 0 pills, and I've reversed all my immune diseases by the grace of God. That's why you need to watch this video until the end and focus with me for the next 10 minutes. In this video, I'm going to show you what I've learned, the real reason behind autoimmune disease, and how I reversed all of mine so that you can just copy me and implement these steps. If you've been told you'll be sick forever, I want to show you another way. First of all, it is fundamental that you start taking action right now. The longer that you have to stay on this toxic medications, the more nutrients they drain, the more stress you put on your body, and the faster you age. You need to start taking action now so you can stop all of the pain, the brain fog, and actually get your life going again. It is 100% possible for you to reverse autoimmune disease. I'm living proof of it, but you need to start taking action now, because what a lot of people don't know is that all these medications are toxic and actually block your body from absorbing nutrients. That's why they have so many different side effects. They hijack your body's natural function, so you need to start working to not be reliant on these pills that poison you and steal nutrients from you. So, enough blabbering, let's get into this. First off, you need to understand that it is not natural for you to have autoimmune disease. Your genetics did not predestine you to be put in constant pain. Your genetics simply react to the things they are exposed through this thing called epigenetics. Basically, if you take in a ton of inflammation or oxidative stress, your genes for autoimmune disease turn on. If you don't expose yourself to toxins and oxidative stress, your autoimmune disease, I can't say autoimmune. Your autoimmune genes are deactivated. So you can think about it like this. If I had a house made of wood and I set a fire on the floor, if I just had a fire that I just dropped on my wooden floor, my house would burn up, right? But if I had concrete floor, it wouldn't burn. It's the same thing with autoimmune disease. If I have the genes for autoimmune disease and I bring in a ton of inflammation, my body's going to burn down, and I'm going to end up with constant fatigue and pain and all this stuff. But if I don't have the genes for certain autoimmune disease, if I have a concrete floor in this analogy, my house isn't going to burn down. So you can see when you take in this inflammation, that's just activating the genes responsible for it. But if you don't take it in, you'll function normally and you'll be fine, and it doesn't matter. You'll feel normal, you'll feel like a human. What this lie is that is shoved down everybody's throats in today is that autoimmune disease is genetic and there's nothing you can do to reverse it. But that's not true at all. Just don't do the things that trigger it. Like you probably weren't born with this disease. If it were genetic, you would be born with this disease. And it doesn't make sense that your genes would just come into play afterwards if it's actually just genetic. So if you, at one point in your life, didn't have autoimmune disease, you just need to bring back the conditions that were around in your body before you had the disease to reverse it. That's what I'm going to teach you to do. You need to remove the toxins that caused it. You need to remove the leaky gut. You need to remove all these chemicals and stuff so you can reverse the autoimmune disease. That's all you have to do. It's not that hard. All these doctors are lying to you saying there's nothing you can do about it. Complete lies. I reversed it. You can too. Just follow these steps. And it should be kind of obvious that we can turn them off, because people with allergies only get red and start reacting when they eat the food they're allergic to. And when they don't have it, they're fine. It's the same way for autoimmune diseases. You simply need to remove as many toxins from your life as possible and start living like humans were supposed to. If you think about wild humans, none of them would have had autoimmune diseases because they were living like humans are supposed to live. Seeing the sun, eating real food, not this grains, beans, garbage. not constantly being bombarded with chemicals. So while we're on the topic of chemicals, you need to avoid as many chemicals as possible. These chemicals destroy your gut microbiome, which gives you leaky gut, which ultimately leads to autoimmune disease, while simultaneously destroying your hormones, giving you more disease, out of whack estrogen, low testosterone, and making you feel tired and full of brain fog. That's why it is fundamental, if you are actually serious about healing, to eat as naturally as possible, getting food from farmers markets or at least organic, because the pesticides will kill your microbiome. You also need to be using a reverse osmosis water filter, because our drinking water is full of chlorine and fluoride and birth control, and we've even proven that there's gasoline in our drinking water because of all this runoff from our cars driving around. There are so many different chemicals in our drinking water, so many different things that are meant to kill bacteria. But the thing is that the things that kill bacteria, like fluorine and chlorine that the water companies put in our water to stop us from getting pneumonia, whatever, those antimicrobials are also killing your gut bacteria, because your gut bacteria are also bacteria, so they die to the same things that bad bacteria die to. That's why you need to filter your water, otherwise you're constantly killing your gut bacteria, constantly giving yourself leaky gut, and you won't heal. And on top of that, it has so much estrogen in it, it's going to make you infertile, it's going to make you feel tired all the time, and just add a ton of toxicity to your body. You also need to eat what humans actually evolved to eat, which is meat, fruit, and vegetables. Not any of these American whole grains balanced diet lies. The balanced American diet is a lie. The FDA, literally, the reason why the food chart looks the way it does is because America grows a lot of grain. So since America grows a lot of grain, the FDA wants to support American businesses. That's why grains are the staple in the American diet. It's because the government wants to give more money to the grain belt in America. You do not want to rely on grains. They are absolutely toxic. The amount of pesticides in them, the amount of anti-nutrients that are just ripping holes in your gut is insane. Take them out of your diet. They're toxic. So you want to actually have a meat diet. Meat is the way humans actually evolved to eat. If you look at history from before 10,000 years ago, before the agricultural revolution, when we started developing plants like grains, humans basically ate 70% of their diet came straight from meat and nothing else. We would just go out and hunt and kill animals, take their meat. That was 70% of our diet. That is how we evolved to eat. But unfortunately, as society grows, this killing meat for food becomes unsustainable because there's only so many animals, wild animals running around. So this is partially why people who go on carnivore do so well and heal their autoimmunity. It's simply returning to how humans evolved to eat. I'm not saying that carnivore is necessarily the best diet, but many people who have autoimmune disease might need to go full carnivore, at least for a while their gut heals, because plants will stop your gut lining from healing because of the toxins in them. So to sum this up, you basically want to be eating a meat-heavy diet, no grains, just meat, fruit, and if you're able to, vegetables. If you're still not feeling good, keep removing more and more vegetables and just focus more on fruit and meat. And if that even doesn't work, then remove the fruit, just focus on meat and meat only. And you should start feeling better after that. After you find a diet that you don't feel bad anymore, you want to start removing the other toxins or the stress, the emotional stress, the chemical stress, the environmental stress like heavy metals, mold. You want to start removing that. And when you remove that, you should be able to remove those toxins, and when you remove them, you can start adding more of these other foods in because your body has more room to deal with plant toxins, because plants are toxic. I don't think we should completely cut them out of our diet because humans, even in the ancient world, still ate some amount of plants. Like I said, that 70-30 ratio. But we shouldn't simply stop at eating what humans are supposed to eat. We also need to be doing the other things that humans are naturally supposed to do, like sleeping and exercising, going outside, actually seeing the sun. Our body reacts in so many different ways when we simply just see the sun. A lot of our doctors say you shouldn't go outside because of like UV rays, all these lies. But your body reacts extremely well to the sun. We get vitamin D from the sun. The sun actually reaches our testicles or ovaries and actually stimulates the release of more hormones. So you're becoming more masculine if you're a man, more feminine if you're a woman. And these hormones make you feel 10 times better because you're returning to how you're actually supposed to feel. And that's just the very surface of it. There are so many different benefits and different wavelengths from the sun that heal you. A lot of these people spend tons of money on red light therapy and all these various different things. But if you simply just go outside, that's where the natural source is. That's the best source because it's how we evolved to actually respond. That's all the wavelengths we evolved to respond to and be healthy in. That's why if you want to heal, you should also go outside for 15 minutes into the sun. This will help heal your cortisol, which is the stress hormone. It allows you to relax at night. A lot of people with autoimmune disease, they get really stressed out at night, very wired and tired is what it's called. But that's simply caused by your cortisol cycle being messed up. When we are in nature, our cortisol is supposed to, whenever it sees sun, it's supposed to spike in the morning. This is going to give you the morning energy you're supposed to have throughout the day. As the day goes on, it's going to decrease. And then at night, it's going to fall off and you're going to have a nice peaceful rest. But when you're in a autoimmune, when you're in the stress state, cortisol, when you wake up, it kind of goes up a little and then it just kind of falls throughout the day. You're still low energy, you're all fatigued throughout the day, and then right at night it spikes up and then you can't sleep and you're feeling wired and tired. It's not good. You need to go out in the sun. This will fix that problem. It'll help you sleep like a baby. It gives your body vitamin D, and doing this first thing in the morning also sets this secret timer I was talking about in your body that makes you naturally tired 16 hours from then, which is when your body's naturally supposed to be getting ready for sleep. And simply doing this removes two massive causes of stress on your body that cause autoimmune disease. There are even more benefits to sun exposure, but I don't want to overwhelm you in this video. Just know that it is non-negotiable. You need to see the sun if you want results. It's going to help you sleep. It's going to produce vitamin D. Vitamin D is massively linked to autoimmune disease. You need more of it if you want it to heal. So basically, to summarize, if you want to heal autoimmune disease, you need to remove the modern toxins and chemicals in unnatural processed foods and grains and start living like humans actually evolved to eat and live by going outside, exercising, eating meals of fruit and vegetables and primarily 70% meat like we are supposed to, at least for the time being while you're getting your gut to heal. If you focus and nail these down, you will feel results. You'll start to heal from your autoimmune disease and stop all the pain and brain fog that comes with it. But you need to actually take action and do these steps, which I'm showing you. Subscribe if you want real results so you can learn from me, since I have actually had firsthand experience being healed from multiple autoimmune diseases. Click this video to find out more.